What the hell? Why is this taking so long? Yeah, he chats there. It never used to take that long to appear. Right, so, okay, my throat obviously might have a bit of issues because, um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, I do a lot of work all the time anyway, but I just feel it's because it's when I hold space for a group like that, it does take a bit more energy. But I wouldn't say it was too taxing on my voice or anything because we were all sharing together. It was fun. So I'm excited to do that again. Like I said, I want that to be those group events where, there tends to be only be about 4 people on average when I used to do it before. I think the most that's ever been on that when I've done a public one was maybe like 8 or something. I don't even think it was that many. Maybe 8 including me. And yeah, no, it's fun because I was thinking I haven't done it for a while, but it was because I'd done stuff like I'd done Lionsgate offerings and that, like, but I've done it on here. So for the last 2 years, I've done it on here. So how did you feel that group Zoom? Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I was just saying that. More importantly, how did you feel? How did you feel it was, Nathan? Um, because that's the first time you've ever done something like that, isn't it? So got some power back. Um, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, we all need to, and even if you weren't on the Zoom, which was because that was only a few of you, we all need to rest because the energy coming in on the Lionsgate portal is strong and it's flooding in until like Monday, because that is the 12th, isn't it? So yeah, that's why I'm in my jammies, I'm in a different kind of jammies, and and yes, I will be sleeping most of the weekend, so right. So I'm just going to put this in the. I was just going to post the flash sale to give people one more chance and then before it disappears. And that gives you a chance to apply. I felt incredible before, during, and wonderful. And yes, it was the first time I did a group Zoom. Well, brilliant. Um, Right, so I've posted, oh, that looks quite good there. That looks quite good keeping it simple. So I've posted that's anyone watching on replay. What I'll do to make it fair and like so that it's not pointless that I've just done that. I'll keep that on um until I'm going to sleep tonight, do you know what I mean? So I mean that could really mean it's on till like 6 in the morning, but do you know what I'm saying? Like yes, I don't know, I might take it down about midnight or something like that, my time. Or like 1 or 2 in the morning because I'll still be awake. Well, I don't know because I will be tired. Um, but yeah, but when it's gone, it's gone. So, and thank you if you got that or if you got the, bless me, and the group Zoom. And basically, that's what I want. I was saying to use last night. That's what I want to integrate into the higher levels of them. Well, the highest level of the membership will be, depending on how often I'm going to do it. That will be a part of it. So I don't know about like every month might be too much, but we'll just see. I'll just see. But no, I'm looking forward to that because I used to do that all the time. So right, so these are the cards I just pulled for myself when I was like sitting there protecting the future dragon sword. So I thought that was quite interesting because we're in the year of the dragon, and because it's the word in protecting the future. Because I always say that, like I'm from the future, like because I'm from the future timelines. It's like, yeah, that is part of what I'm here to do is to protect the future. And I believe anybody that's drawn to me, you're here to do the same thing. So might use that for the thumbnail. And Magician's sword, confidence in your magic. So basically, I was pulling them for myself like that's the feminine energy. So it's my card, but it can make sense to others. And that was the masculine. It feels very Avalon, actually. Magician's sword, confidence in your magic. So it's like divine feminines are protecting the future, and divine masculines are cutting away all that no longer serves them and stepping into their magic. Oh, I love that. Let's put them up like that. Are they in the shop? I'll title it something better than After Lionsgate. I just couldn't think what to write. Oh no, see, you hold them up a bit. Surely that's it now. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I've given my arms a workout. And then Dust Devil, moving out of stagnation. Even that's probably, that might even be a better. So it's like, to me, I take that to mean we're leaving the old behind. Oh God, that sounds like that Netflix film. But yeah, we are. We literally are. We're because that they were mocking that, but we're leaving the old ways behind and stepping in to protect the future. Well, that's quite a deep message, really. Um, right. There we go. Yeah, I might use that for the thumbnail. Right, so I found the books to some of my newish cards. And also, so right now, I mean, it's a really quick transit, but like the moon is in Libra. So, love, peace, harmony, justice. It's Libra is also union. It's a house of marriage, long-term relationships, also karmic relationships, karmic anyone. So watch out for, just watch out for that. It is a hard one, because somebody could be like a karmic person in your life for like 10, 20 years. So you can't be like living on the edge, like when are they going to fuck me over? But I just think it's something to be aware of that, yeah, it is an interesting one. But yes, it's conjunct the South Node, and the South Node's about the past. Your Mac will sleep soon unless plugged into a power outlet. Whenever it does that, it always reminds me of something like out the Matrix or something, or like, you know what I mean? Or something to do with waking up. But I better find the charger, so hang on. And I'll just take my time because I don't want to be electrocuting myself live on YouTube. Although I'm sure that would make a story. Right, so I'm going to plug one in. Actually, while I'm over here, I'm just seeing what. I wondered if the book for that card deck I'm using was there, but can't see it. But I got another shamanic one. I like this one. Right. I love them all. They're all my babies, my cards. Right, so it's 1313, Divine Feminine. God, sorry, my eye is really itchy. But whenever I'm touching my eye, something that's about being able to see as well. Waking up. Right, okay, so oh yeah, I was like, why did I get up? Because this is what I mean, I'm out of it. Right, so because the South Node's about the past, yeah, you could be feeling quite nostalgic about the past. You could be dwelling on the past, just things to do with the past. So let's see. What have we got? Because so this is the past life energy oracle. So let's just ask, what is a general theme that might be coming up today for any divine feminine, regardless of your gender, or the masculine's feminine side? And then I'll do the same. Oh, This came up for one of yous last night. Ah, yes, that too. So Archangel Uriel, Passion, Spirit Connections, number 27. So the 27th of November specifically could be relevant. Oh, that I'm sure I literally said that in either the recorded video that I've not put out yet or to one of yous. Anyway, deja vu. But I feel I wouldn't read both of them, but I do feel there's something about Divine Feminines, like you're moving out of caretaker role a bit, putting others first. So I know some of yous are going to hear this, but it's like, yeah, because caretaker putting others first. So it's like whenever you've had this tendency to always put others first, like at your detriment, like basically everybody else's needs comes before you, and then you'll see it yourself kind of thing. And I don't know why I've never had that analogy before when I've said that, but I just saw like a buffet or something or a whole table of food. And it was like somebody was giving everybody else what they need, and then by the time they got to have their own, there was none left. So that's quite a good analogy. I think they're giving me that because I just watched Father of the Bride. I know I say everyone's my favourite, but honestly, Father of the Bride films are like I just find it really easy watching. It was when I couldn't sleep the other night, and I just always find it really annoying when it's like, he's trying to get something to eat in his own house and he can't get to the food. And then when he gets to get it, like when he goes to get it, they're like, you have to come and move the cars, and then he misses them and they run off, and you know what I mean? So it's see what I mean? Libra is weddings and unions, and I'm talking about Father of the Bride. So but it's kind of like yeah, that's what it reminded me of when he goes to get the food and there's none left. It's like, aye, right, you'd be like, listen, I'm not being funny, but this is my fucking house. Do you want to get out of the way? You'd say it a bit more polite, but or maybe some people wouldn't. But anyway, it's a film. It's a film. I always used to put others first. Yes, Nathan, you did, and you still can, but you are doing you're astounding me actually with how much you've jumped the timeline to be able to put yourself first. So yeah, you're doing absolutely amazing. Basically, let's face it, if we're being honest, we're always going to be the kind of people that are going to do, nice things for other people. You've just got to keep it balanced because I do things for other people all the time too, but put others first. But it's kind of like what I said last night that the subtle shift for me is I don't. Like before, I would have just like completely just put everyone for myself. Like I would have just not thought about me first and just put everyone else first. Whereas, although sometimes I go to do that, and then there's something in me that stops and is like, no, see yourself. Like so, for instance, I'm not long up, but I've went and I've like. Normally I would eat first, but I've actually, I've went and I've got my coffee and I've sat and I like to just look out the window and sort of chill and stuff. And like I'm like, right, I'm ready to do it now. Do you know what I mean? And it's once upon a time, I wouldn't even do that. I would just fling myself on. Do you know what I mean? And that's quite a good analogy for it. Like, I was just very here to serve. So and you know what I mean? It's that's how it is for me that you've got to, and like, that's just today because I've been doing that last night. Like, I suppose that would be my bad day, but I've still thought to myself. But on a good day, you have to, yeah, fill your well up more than that kind of thing. So everyone's at a different place with it. It's like, only you'll know where do you put others first. Where are you too much of a caretaker, basically? Love it. Right, so let's read this. So this, like I said, this is for divine feminine energies regardless of gender, but this can also resonate for the masculine and where they put others first, because that keeps coming up quite a lot that the masculine needs to choose what it is they want and know that that's not being selfish. Right, passion, spirit connection. Uriel, the angel of poetry, arts, and sciences, brings messages of your past life interests and endeavours. You may have pursued such pastimes as astronomy, biology, and other natural sciences, or you may have had a penchant for poetry, painting, and sculpting. This is especially likely if this card falls near the expressive talents. Well, we've not got that. So if you find yourself feeling a fleeting interest in these pursuits, explore the possibilities and see if they call to your heart. You may be surprised at the joy of such endeavours can bring. Uriel is also known as the fire god, and he often carries a disc of the sun or the flaming sword called the sword of truth. In this capacity, Uriel petitions you to be honest with yourself about your spiritual life He is calling you to bring more fire and passion to your spiritual pursuits and to your relationship with all spirits, including your own eternal soul, the angels, and divine consciousness. The depth of Uriel's devotion to God is also a signal of your own past life religious devotion. I was going to say that because when I pulled that, I always think fire of God. And yeah, I'd be here all day if I was like, oh yeah, I feel close to this angel, that angel, because I just like work with whoever wants to come in. But it's like, yeah, look at what I just said. Like, and being of service to others, being devotion to God, it's pretty much the same thing. Like, you may have been a priest, priestess, nun, monk, or someone equally involved in religious work. And since Uriel is the angel of the earth, sun, and constellations, yeah, like the astrology, you could have been a practicing astrologer devoted to that craft. Wow, I didn't know that. I love that. Makes sense though, because it's like fire in the sky and everything. Uriel brings the wisdom, beauty, and light and divine consciousness to you. He's calling you to open your heart to support happiness that comes from eternally loving source. He's often seen holding a book, so there may be a writing project ahead of you. The karmic shift is some of the most important writing you can do is to keep a journal. Exploring and expressing your feelings, cutting away any misinformation from the past. That's that one. Sorry, Mum. Mac is popping up all these things. Cutting away any misinformation from the past. So there's something about misinformation from the past. So at some point you've been told something that wasn't true. Somebody watching this, take note. Mercury retrograde, remember? Or it could be happening now. Basically, check your information. That's what I get from that. Like, make sure that what you're hearing is actually true, or that you've understood something right, and reawaken to the eternal truth of your soul's beauty and your spiritual connections. Start one now. It brings clarity, inspiration, direction in your life. So that's a journal. I call on Uriel to help ignite my passion and devotion. I receive the endless joys and blessings that come from my loving spiritual connections. Right, okay, let's see what the masculine gets and the masculine's, the feminine's masculine side. Oh. Oh, it's so funny that this, it always interests me that that always comes up for the masculine. I've not pulled it yet for the feminine. So we've got 28 and 20, so these dates could be significant of this month or any month, I guess. But isolation, lack of connections, but longing for love, loneliness. But look at this. What are the chances? We've got isolation and longing for love, but what I'm really looking at is isolation and loneliness, lack of connection, longing for love. Does that sound like people that are in happy anythings? Just saying, if you're a divine masculine, female or male, this screams to me. He looks like Gandalf as well. This says that like either somebody is whoever resonates with this, whatever gender you are. Remember, it's like that you're either surrounded by people and you don't feel like there's any connection there anymore. There might have been at one point. So it's like people that feel lonely even in a relationship or around friends or around family. Or you actually literally are isolating or, spending time alone as part of your dark night of soul. And now you're wanting to come in out the coals and have connection and love. That's what I'm getting from that. So let's read. I might actually read both of these because that longing for a card, that longing for love card is powerful wording. I wondered because they were just like, you need the book, you need the book. And I was like, why? And this is why, because the wording's really powerful. Lack of connections. Present isolation can have many karmic sources, but if you're experiencing a life of few or no friends, it's time to investigate this pattern. Even if you have a large family or several acquaintances, you may still feel disconnected, isolated, or emotionally alone. This is a more common occurrence than most people realise, and this card is calling you to reconnect now and forge meaningful relationships that will provide the kind of camaraderie, oh go me, that brings you joy and a sense of support. Your past life energy regarding this issue may have been extreme. You may have lost your family or community through war, drought, or some other natural disaster. Such as a major loss represents a reversal of fortune in life, which can be energetically traumatic. If you're cast out or ostracized from your village or tribe due to have some inappropriate or even criminal behaviour, you may have grown accustomed to being alone, living with resentment and distrust, refusing to form any strong alliances. Sometimes people just prefer to be alone. They feel safer and life seems less complicated. This may reflect lingering past life attitudes and choices. People may have had lives of sacred isolation following the spiritual practices. Like I resonate with that bit. Maybe the first bit too, to be fair. In fact, many religious practitioners of the past believed that shunning the outside world was the only way to get close to God. See, notice how I just said that before I knew that I was going to say that. Like that is the key, you see. Like shutting out the outside world, that's the only way to get closer to God. That is what I see the dark night of the soul is. And it's like it's why anyone that hasn't went through it yet won't understand what's happening to you until they go through it themselves. And like I said, that's why I'm a good dark night of the soul teacher, because I went through mine long before anyone around me. And I'm talking like I had some people around me that were like teaching me things at the time, but the line had to stop because they couldn't teach me that. And then it was like those same people had to come and learn from me about how to get through that dark time in their life. That's when you know you're a teacher or something, because it was like I was just immersed in it for so long and it was horrible. So yes, if you are going through that, I can still remember what it's like myself, and I've helped many people. And I'm talking like I've helped people that are single like me through it, because it is easier. That's what I will say. When you're on your own, you've not got any dependents. It is easier because it's already shit, but at least you've just got yourself to get through it. Whereas I can think of people I've helped with families, like, yeah, like mums with like I remember helping somebody that has like um, three kids, and basically a family, and a husband, and it was like, but she was in that dark place before she reached her spiritual calling, and yeah, that's really difficult because you've got to kind of shelve those feelings to move through. So somebody must be resonating with this. That somebody must be in that position. But again, actually, I've helped loads of women in that position where they've got kids to look after, a kid or several kids, and a partner, and yeah. But it's not a nice feeling. But it is when you come out on the other side of it, you find who you are. So, yeah, you can be close to God and close to others at the same time. Yes. And that's, I mean, come in full circle. You can still hermit. Like I'm always going to be a hermit. I'm always going to be somebody that spends way more time alone than anybody else you probably know. But I still like to spend time with my nearest and dearest. It's just my nearest and dearest are a very small circle of people now. Um, yeah, you can be close to God and close to others at the same time. In fact, the expansion of love is a deeply spiritual intention. If you're limiting your connections, even if you're not entirely isolated, it's time to consider your motivation. No matter how comfortable you may feel with the lack of companionship, the truth is you're missing out on some of the most rewarding moments of the human experience. Remember, this is the masculine's card. I mean, it can resonate for feminines too, but this is about the masculines realizing that the shallow connect, even if they have been in connections, or still the shallow connections that you've had aren't satisfying. Like, or the friends, even the shallow friendships or the family members or whatever, it's like longing for soul connection, soul family, soul mate, twin flame. Um, Release old fears and take some steps to meet like-minded people, perhaps through a church, club, class that piques your interest, like what we done last night. And that is what, one of you said on the live last night was, someone was like, yeah, I was just really feeling that need for connection. I think, yeah, connection was the word she used, or community. And so was that. Like, I really loved doing that last night. Your choice to do so could break through lifetimes of karmic isolation. It is safe and comfortable for me to connect with others in more meaningful ways, right? So I'm going to read this Longing for Love one too, because I've read it before when I got it, but it was really, really powerful. And I just think that's really powerful, full stop. Especially because tomorrow we're in Scorpio moon, and that's pain. Like I've said before, if you are with your person, it's a sexy Scorpio moon because, well, Scorpio's all about sex basically. But it's also pain and alchemy and transmuting pain and, like, going dark Going dark, yeah, going deep down into the dark waters or the deep waters and rising like the phoenix. So I suppose it really just depends on what part of your life you're in. Like I've had some pretty, depressing, dark Scorpio moon weekends, and I've also had ones where it's like actually I feel like I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty strong. It's a good time to have a good cry, actually. But yeah, isolation and longing for love and loneliness, lack of connection, that's all feeling like pretty painful. That feels like dark night of the soul. But then look at those cards were the masculines. Confidence in your magic and moving out of stagnation. And that fits with what I read from the other card. It's time to clear away or cut away stagnation. Right. I'm going to read what you said before I read this. My karmic blood brother hasn't awakened yet, and my twin is just taking her time. Joke. I know it's not easy through awakening. Yeah, it's not. And it's like, that's why I've shared this. Like, I can't even put a time limit on how long I was in my dark night of soul. When I look back, it was a couple of years, you know what I mean? If not, well, it was a long time, which again, I don't really like to say it too much because I don't want to terrify people. But what I mean by that is like even during that time I was still like I would have still been going out with my friends and that, but it got to a point and that's when I then deem it the real dark night of the soul. But really what I'm saying is I was in it before that. My real dark night of the soul for me personally was when I was like, no, I can't go out. Like I couldn't go on nights out, I couldn't drink because I knew it would make me feel worse because my hangovers are so bad. I mean, it's like my mum said the other day when I was telling her how bad it was when I'm sick. She was like, "You're allergic to alcohol," and I'm like, "And I am." But I always just wonder, like, how was I able to do it for that long then? But in truth, every time, well, not every time. There were times I drank and I wouldn't be sick, but I was always very, very hungover. Like I would have to lie in a dark room all of the next day, and I thought that was normal. That's why I'd be quite happy when, like, well, normally it'd be him. Like, do you mean like when the person was leaving? Because like I felt like shit. But yeah, good times. Don't drink, people. It's the devil. Moving out of stagnation. You'll achieve much more in your life if you give up alcohol. But I know lots of people won't. I'm just saying, I genuinely did achieve a lot more in my life when I stopped drinking. And it's not even like I was a heavy drinker. I would just binge drink on the weekend. And not even every weekend either. That's the thing. Maybe obviously at one point, but um, right. Longing for love, loneliness. There can be many karmic causes for present loneliness. One may be past lives of chosen separation from others, such as cloistering or taking vows of celibacy. See how the cards are all connected today. One may be past lives. Oh, I just read that. Yeah, just if your present longing is not attached to a specific individual, your past life choice is to give up love. To give up love is still haunting you today. So again, there's this feeling that somebody has like given up either a love or the love for something else. Like they've sacrificed true love for other connections, which loads of people do. It's part of the programming. Um, until they wake up and they're like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, love is all there is to life, really. You know what I mean? You think about it. It's like love makes the world go round. Sorry, guys, I'm not going to come up with the best of shit today. I'm tired, but whatever. Um, you know what I mean, though? It is true. Like, that's why you can have people that got loads of money, like millionaires, billionaires, but if they're like isolated and lonely, longing for love, lack of connection, who cares? You know what I mean? Oh, addictions behind it too. So, as well as feeling lack of connection or an empty connections, masculines could be dealing with addiction. That's interesting, reclaiming your power. That's interesting because I pulled that for the feminine on the one that I recorded yesterday that I haven't put out yet. And then look, lives between lives. That does feel, and then the Archangel Metron's behind that again. It does feel like masculines are moving from one life to another right now. And it could be like one life, you know, with even if that's romantic, to like wanting some kind of different type of love. Or like being in empty connections, like one night stands and shit like that. I don't know. Or like just real friends that aren't real friends. Um, if you're longing for a specific person, it speaks more to past life relationship trouble than to your personal choices. Perhaps you endured the rejection of unrequited love, or someone you loved left you. Even if your spouse died at an early death, you could have spent the rest of your life missing that person or longing for their return. If you meet someone and have an instant longing for them, even if you don't know them well, you need to know this. It may not be love at first sight. It could be an old issue, even desperation. Oh my God. Again, let's not go too deep into this, but that does actually tie in. Like I was speaking about this last night when we were on the group thing, that you can meet people and you're like, I don't know what it is about you. It doesn't need to be, you know, it doesn't need to be like, you know, a member of the opposite sex. It doesn't need to be attraction wise, but I mean, you can get that too. And that's the one you really need to watch with. But I mean, like friends, whoever, anyone in your life, but you can meet people and you're like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what we've been, but we've been something. Like I feel it. But what I've learned as the years went on, and because I'm just obsessed with past lives and you know karma and everything like that, it's good for you to slow down and recognize that yeah, you might be feeling like that residual energy of some kind of karma or a past life for this person, but it might not be something you're meant to play out. Like and I feel that is why sometimes, like, you know, affairs happen um, or right before someone's about to come into union, like you could fuck up and like get involved with somebody because you're like, oh, but that felt really strong. And it's because, like I said, it is like what I've said before, it's like the devil, it's a test. So it's not that there isn't something there, but it's not enough. Like it's not something you're meant to pursue. It's hard to explain what I mean, but I feel if you're meant to understand that, you'll understand that. Because there is such a thing as I feel is the closer you're getting to union with your person. Like basically, if you're close to a union with your person, like as in the real union, as in you've worked through all the healing and codependency, and it's time for union and you're balanced, it does make sense that you could come up against other people that you've got some kind of connection with because it's like you know what I mean? It's you're attracting like-minded people, like so soul family. So yeah, there's something in that. I feel that's what this might sort of be saying. Um Perhaps wait a minute. If you meet someone and have an instant longing for them, even if you don't know them well, you need to know this and not it may not be love at first sight. Yeah, it could be lust at first sight. Or like I said, you could literally like I've done that before where I've not known somebody very long and like I've looked at their like I'm not even well, I've had that too, but like you know, guys or whatever, but like I'm thinking more of like it was somebody through a family member and like I didn't know them and then we got talking about astrology and I looked at their chart and I actually could see that we'd had a past life and it was quite interesting because I mean person was a lot older than me but they actually happened to agree. She was like, oh my God, that actually really resonates and it was kind of weird because I didn't even know why I was, you know, I didn't know that this person was going to be in it but the long and short of it is whether it's so I feel I want to address both things. So that was a random person where it was just that somebody had just met, but we had an instant connection, as in we definitely had a past life. So it just means that whenever I meet that person through my family member, I mean, actually, I think that woman moved away. It was like a neighbour. Um, uh, actually, she that's funny. She might tune in. I don't know because she did like what I do. But yeah, we both had a strong past life connection. But like you're saying, it's more. I suppose it's people. I suppose they want me to talk about when it's the opposite member of sex, or if you're same sex. You know what I mean? Basically, somebody where there's a romantic spark. Like it's good to slow down, and this is where maybe that's where the alcohol thing comes in when alcohol's involved, you could really sort of not slow down to sort of pay attention to that. And again, none of this would be this deep and that important if you're not a twin flame and you don't want to be tripped up by the traps. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just sort of, I think they're getting me to say this because of that. Is it strong enough that you want to ruin the future potential with your real person. It could be an old issue of need, even desperation. Because what I'm saying is it's quite like I've definitely had, they're showing me a lot of stuff clairvoyantly. I've had situations where I've definitely been posed with what I feel is a karmic person. That it's like, do you want to go down this route with this person for however long? Or do you want to recognize the lesson and be like, no? And with the things that I'm being shown, I was like, no. Do you know what I mean? But I could have. And then that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying about like I think most people actually do. Because if there is an attraction there, you're gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna be like, fuck it. But it's that, so that's why, but when you evolve and you grow in your consciousness, you're like, no, because this is not what I want. Like that, they're what I want. And that's when you've got to be self-disciplined. Um, and if you can't seem to get over a lost love in this lifetime, it may be powerful. It may be a powerful old emptiness filling your subtle memory. Even worse than being alone is the empty feeling of being with someone who doesn't care about or prioritize you. But that's what I'm saying. This is a different card from the one I just read. That's how some people feel. In fact, the worst kind of loneliness is to be in a loveless relationship. If this card is near the Archangel Michael, in the spread, it may be a sign it's time to cut the cords, right? We've had two different cards saying it's time to cut the cords. And also, I said it's time to cut the cords from that one, just from looking at it, because it's got the magician's sword. If you're staying in a lonely or loveless relationship, the karmic question is why. Oh, so that's really interesting. I just described it from the viewpoint of before you walk down that road. But now this is like describing it from a point of you did walk down that road and it's loveless. So there you go, it's two different perspectives. That's why my lonely life of just deciding to be single for over 20 years is actually quite handy, because there will be some hermits out there that need that perspective. Because it's like people have said, do you not regret like not getting in a relationship? I'm like, not. Because I've not got all that fucking karma and baggage dragging around. Do you know what I mean? Like I've had enough from past lives. I just decided to have a quiet time with myself. Um, so um your willingness to settle for disinterest from your partner only digs you deeper into that karmic hole, assuring that you'll come back to more loveless relationships of all kinds. That's why I always say that even if somebody leaves one relationship where it wasn't working, if you don't resolve those issues of emptiness, you will just get into another one that's empty or kind of similar. Do you know what I mean? And that's where me being like, an old soul, and well, yeah, it is, and a more evolved soul. I've obviously known, like, I've been there, done that, wore the t-shirt. I don't want to do that. Like this lifetime, I want to work on myself and my own healing, even if that means I'm alone a very, very long time, like most of my life. Um, this karma can be reversed by first choosing to give yourself the love that you're longing for, then opening your heart to the truly loving partner you deserve, which is where the masculines are at, or they're going to be guided to be at. I let go of toxic longing and make my own self-love a priority. I attract a mutually loving, fully present partner who makes me a priority too. Wow, that's a powerful card. Right. Um, I'm glad I read them. Right, we'll put them there. Maybe this is the weekend I tidy up this mess. Maybe not. I don't know. And then maybe I'm channeling somebody's situation. Maybe this is the weekend I tidy up this mess. I meant the cards. Um, I really am starting to feel the universe line up justice for my health, for my new apartment, for my relationships, even when it's hard to all deal with. Yes, well, keep believing that, Nathan, because like I said, there can be huge shifts from those Lionsgate Zooms that we done last night. So just believe in the miracles coming your way. Right. I feel like I want to pull one from this deck too. I'll do this one first though, right? Because I've not used this deck for you. Now this has got very deep messages. It's got ones about lava, lightning, things to do with nature basically, very shamanic. So I'm just gonna ask, what is a important message that somebody out there needs to know, which will be more than one person? And let's just see what comes out. Be funny if it was the lava or the lightning one. I don't think it's the whole deck, but it feels like most of it. Oh, wow. Oh my God, I love that. Look, how powerful is this, right? I ended the live on a card well, I put it because I shared it with everyone. The heart, it was a gold heart that says love, acceptance, and compassion, I think, something like that. Love. And look at again, because I'm just channeling the energy, like they did say that through me. All that really matters is love. You can tell it's a Libra moon when I'm coming out of this cheese. Libra is love, peace, and harmony. Love, peace, and harmony, man. But it's true. Like love. That's what somebody needs to know. That's what somebody needs today, love. So maybe you're that person that needs love, or maybe you need to give that love to someone else. And that could even be a stranger. You recognize somebody needs like I don't know, a kind word or help with something. Just, I'm sorry. I'm just cringing at the fact we're definitely in a Libra moon because it's like, it is just kumbaya. Well, it's just, but it's very actually how I bring people together though. That's what's interesting. Like it is like, yeah, some of my Libra is in the 11th house, which is bringing people together. Look what I'm doing. And yeah, that's interesting. But look, ceremony, and that's what we done last night. Invocation. Look, she's sitting with her crystals and everything. Oh, also that's interesting. There's a snake on the ground. So remember, my when I see snakes, it's not always bad, but I am in this instance thinking snake in the grass. Beware of snakes in the grass. Secrets always come out in a Scorpio moon, actually. But also, actually, do you know what? I'm really not liking some of the things I'm seeing in this picture. I hope I'm not having a further awakening in that way where I'm like, I think it's meant to be the Aries thing, but you know what I'm saying? Because I don't like that. It's anything to do with horns and that. I'm thinking, is that maybe like the devil? Anyway, because that looks like Medusa. I don't know. There's loads of weird things in this picture, but the snake is very powerful. Oh, the snake is Scorpio actually. So we're in Scorpio moon Saturday, Sunday. And it's about, like I said, transmuting energy, leaving, going through a rebirth, leaving that old skin behind. So see what I mean? There's a lot about shedding the past, stagnation, cutting the cords, and then also because the Libra moon's conjunct the South Node, the past. But yeah, I feel that's about everyone that done some kind of ceremony yesterday on the Lionsgate portal. Let's read this love then. But there's a lot about love, and like I said, love is Libra. Oh, eagle. Let's open it up the eagle. Right, so. All you need is love. Do, 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 do. All you need is love, love. Love is all we need. I don't really like that song. It reminds me, I think it's on loads of films, but I think it's on Love Actually. um, what's it? Where? There. I'll not read the boring bit because the boring bit's a bit boring. So, although it is interesting, it says that the Heart Math Institute revealed that electrical signals from the heart are up to 60 times stronger than the brain's, and the magnetic field is as 5 times more powerful. It's a given that our thinking patterns affect our feelings and in turn our reality, which is why that's a very powerful message right now. Don't think about what you don't want. Think about what you do want. This is a great time to visualize the end outcome of what you do want. All wounds stem from the illusion of separation from source and all of creation, and specifically, it is an illusion that you are separate from your twin flame. Oh, my coffee's. Oh, that's a bit shit. It's finished, but a bit kind of like that was good timing when I said that. But I don't like to say that too much, guys, because it's just annoying, isn't it? Whenever I hear anyone else say that, it's annoying too. It's like, yeah, I know, but they're not here. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like I know we're not separate, but they're not here. But in saying that, like I said, and if you feel it as strongly as what I do, like my twin flames energy is literally always like right next to me. Like it is really creepy. Like I've no idea if he experiences me like that. Well, he will. He will one day. It will be like that for him at some point. But he might the whole time. Fuck knows. quite hard to live his life, I think, if he was feeling it that way. But that's how it is for me. Like his energy is just always there. Um, the route to that's why it'd be highly awkward to be getting on with something else when I'm always feeling this guy's energy hanging around me. Do you know what I'm saying? So the route to healing this wound is through cultivating love and compassion for every being on the planet, including yourself. Not a bland standard of unquestioned acceptance, but a heartfelt sense of profound relatedness to whatever you perceive as apart from yourself. True compassion requires not only the feeling of warmth that emanates when you're in touch with your heart center, but in acts of kindness, even if this simply means being a fully attentive listener. Respect the fact that your heart is a giver, putting out an electrical energy, and a receiver drawing in a magnetic energy. Interesting. These energies are best sensed by attending to the steady flow of your breathing while also noticing your heart area. Righteousness, fear, anger, judgment are some common ways to block your natural desire to love. Forgiveness is not only letting go of judgment, and also judgment's a lot to do with the Libra moon right now, but also seeing through the illusion that you and all that is are separate, and the illusion that you and your twin flame are separate. Because when it's truly your twin flame, you're not separate. But what I would say is, this is where there's a gap for people, and where eventually, when more people find out about what I can do for them in a session and teach yourself to do, is you need soul retrieval, and it's before I really done certain parts on my journey in deeper shadow work, I did see me and him as more separate than what I do now. Do you know what I mean? But after that, it's impossible. Like even if the person pisses you off for that, you're like, oh, but they're still my twin flame. Do you know what I mean? Doesn't mean you put up with it. You still have boundaries, but it's hard to explain. Like, so because that's what I sometimes see. I mean, it's like what I would say. Like, I'm just having banter, but it is true. And if you follow the same woman, you'll know who it is. That woman always mentioned that every time I listen to a video, it's the nicest reading ever. Not every time, but when it's one like that, it'll be everything's amazing. And then it's the last 5 minutes. Like, this person's coming towards you, they're coming to tell you how they feel. It's been a long time coming, they're hoping for forgiveness, but you're done. Like you're just gonna turn around and you're telling them it's over. And it's just, yeah, like I wouldn't always say that was to do with the person, but I can tell when it is to do with the person. And that I just feel like that woman needs some kind of soul retrieval to connect the why it always like it's I don't know, there's something I can't really that's the only way I can explain it. It's just so interesting that it's like that's not the collective, like that's, or if it's a collective, I suppose it is her collective, and then they just guide me to go and see it to see what she's saying it, because I don't watch her all the time, but it's just so weird. It's like it's never a happy ending. Like I just don't think that woman. I think that woman must have never had a happy ending, because it's never a happy ending in the reading. Anyway, that's yeah, it must be relevant to someone. Um, Righteousness, fear, anger, judgment are some of the common ways to block your natural desire for love. Forgiveness is not only letting go of judgment, but also seeing through the illusion that you and all that is are separate. Look about you and inside you and do your best to love whatever you see. Yeah. Accept yourself, self-acceptance, That's why it does help me every time I come here in my jammies and hang out like this, because it's like, this is me. Love me or hate me, this is me. Right, let's do some of these and then a journey of love, and then I'll go. Oh yeah, I saw a teacup filled with tea as the item at the end of the meditation on the Zoom yesterday, and I turned it into a genie lamp, so wish fulfillment if I stay calm and healthy. Lovely. Yeah, because I meant to say that to you, Nathan, as well. You were looking great. You know what I mean? So, but just make sure that you are eating right and everything too. But yeah, um, right. Oh, heart, home, compassion. See, there's a lot about compassion. I just picked up the card from the deck I wasn't using. Um, right. Oh, the card that was round the wrong way was the gossip card. It's called phase entanglement, but same thing. Right. What have we got? let's pull another one for Divine Feminine. So if it resonates, it resonates. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And then Divine Masculine, and then I'll do a Journey of Love, and then we'll go because we're not going to go back to sleep. But I just need to like chill out and watch New Girl, and I haven't like got a takeaway for ages, like because I used to do that all the time and get like a Just Eat. But my food shop isn't going to come till tomorrow. And I have got stuff I can eat, but I've got boring stuff. And because, remember I said, because it's about, I don't think it's not, oh, actually it will be. Yeah, it'll be later on today. It moves into my tired part of my house and well, I'll be tired. Let's see what it is right now. Actually, I just want to see when the moon actually does move into. Oh, the moon doesn't actually move into Scorpio till like 11:30 at night tomorrow UK time. So it's actually in Libra for most of tomorrow. Like all of tomorrow, really, if you think about it. So so it's really Sunday, Monday. Yeah, it's really Sunday, Monday, and early Tuesday morning that's that Scorpio moon, if anyone's interested. Perfect timing, Claire. I have a brain test in 35 minutes. Oh, wow. Oh, well, we'll send you prayers for that. Hope that all goes well. Right. For the feminine, wisdom of the Magi, mental clarity, right? So you're going to get some mental clarity coming to you about something. I've seen that card actually when I picked them up. So. The Magi brings powerful, perhaps life-changing guidance to you. When this card appears in your reading, it indicates that an important project either is already in the works or will be coming your way soon. This may be something personal or may relate to a career or professional goal. Either way, you have the ability now to take on an even complex endeavours and you'll be guided and inspired by this great eternal collective mind. In ancient times, people sought assistance from the Magi, the wise men who were alchemists and astrologers. These masters were thought to have access to hidden magical information, and how amazing is that? I've put it back now, but the card was oh no, it's probably still sitting here. The whatever about the sword, you know what, the magician's sword, and I said it felt like Avalon. This is the masculine men in particular waking up to their ancient wisdom. Um, So whenever you need input on a decision or plan, open your heart and mind to the empowering wisdom of the majestic group of guides. When meditating or falling asleep, call on the Magi. Enlightening guidance will be coming your way. And that's what we done in the Zoom last night, wasn't it? We called on our guides and we all had pretty powerful insight coming in from each of our guides. So the affirmation is, I am free to choose positive and honouring thoughts. My mind is open to unlimited wisdom the Magi bring to my life. And it's pages 38 and 39, so these ages could be significant as well. And for the masculine, but that could be for the masculine feminine side too, as well as this can be for the feminine's masculine side. And if they don't resonate, they don't resonate. Oh, yes, look at this. And then this is like, oh, yes. And then look, this is like what we done last night, clearing the chakras, power, truth, and connection. See, connection, connection, connection. When I watch this back, I might have to put connection in the title because what I'm getting from that is somebody's feeling lack of connection and desiring connection, specifically with twin flames. But it's not actually, it's like for those people that aren't ready for the twin flame yet, because this is the thing, even when you think you are, you might not be. And it's kind of like it's like they're just being pulled to like-minded soul family. But angels of the chakras and freedom, moving on, letting go. Again, another one about cutting the cords, moving on, letting go. So the dove as well. So 35. This card is a reminder of the powerful presence of the archangels in your life. Consider the issues, and then it goes through them all. Consider the issues you're dealing with and call on the appropriate angel for assistance. When the card is upright, it speaks of the angels of the upper chakras. Uriel, the seventh in the crown, brings greater connection with spirit. If you're working on mediumship or developing your intuition, turn to this powerful force. Metatron, who's been coming out a lot, and you feel more connected to Metatron, don't you? 6 in the third eye chakra, record keeper and ruler of clear thinking. So that's what I mean, although I don't say Metatron a lot. Clearly I work with Metatron every day when it's about clear thinking, but he will enlighten your mind and help you with cognitive pursuits. Also, I can see why you feel quite drawn to him, Nathan, with the things you're interested in. Gabriel, fifth for the throat chakra, rules communication of all sorts. And I actually pulled that card before I went live. So I do feel there's communication coming for, well, either this is the masculines that are communicating, or there's some kind of important communication coming to you feminine. So yeah. Call on him for guidance and careers in media and writing. He can also assist you in changing your self-talk. Yeah, so if you're talking to yourself, not very nice. Raphael's the fourth, called the miracle worker. He brings healing to both emotional and physical issues. If you're recovering from some romantic wound, call upon his powerful energy. And my chakras are open to their perfect, healthy, vital state. Angels bring healing and balance to body, mind, and spirit. And because I did get drawn to the freedom one, this card could reveal a time of new freedom, perhaps involving a recent breakup or some sort of energetic disconnection. That's crazy. There's definitely disconnects and connections happening. Connection, 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 disconnection. These are the words that are sticking out to me. This may be the dismantling of a romantic friendship, family relationship, or even a job or career. Whatever the experience, the present energy is saying the momentum has come to let go. And the South Node conjunct the Moon is time to let go. Any type of separation can be difficult, even if the breakup is initiated by you. The grief and lifestyle adjustments can feel overwhelming. Yes, so people need a period of healing. So it's important for you to know if you are the person, obviously, and it's important for you to understand if you feel that your person's going through things like that. And because you will have went through it too. But this card is telling you to take heart, for this is the right time for you to free yourself from what has been holding you back. And specifically, guys, you know, if you've got to be honest with yourself too, you can feel the energy. You can feel the residue energy on someone if they've not got over somebody else, or definitely if they just broke up with someone. So, you know what I mean? It depends on which the circumstances come about. I suppose if somebody's in a loveless relationship for a long time and they've always been longing after somebody else and then it finally happens, I can see how that is a little bit different. But for other people, you know, there will be like entanglement and codependency and toxicity, and so really everyone's doing everyone a favor by giving people a bit of breathing space, because you want somebody to come to you when they're ready, you know, and not when they're like, you know, it wouldn't be longing, because even if you know it's like, right, I can't go back there, it's not a nice feeling, is it? Like, fuck that. Like, I remember having a horrible experience once with a karmic energy, and like, I mean, I'm laughing now, but it wasn't, trust me, it wasn't funny at the time. But it was like we were all drunk and I'd like basically, like, that was me, like I'd rescued him. And like this is a karmic energy, I must stress. Um and basically, like, you know, and I don't, yeah, like my pal heard him like pleading down the phone to another bird. And it was like, you know, she was like, Claire, are you actually hearing this? Like, and I was like, and I was sitting, you know, when you're like, fuck my life, I was sitting, staring into space, like, this is the end of the line. When you hear somebody that you think that you have feelings for, like, pleading, like, bet, it was, it just makes me feel sick. It was like the cheek of it, like, it's going to make me angry. We better get this age. But it's like the cheek of it, basically. It was fucking cheeky. That's when you know it's a karmic energy. But also it was like I was really grateful, because it was like, yeah, this was a moment I needed to see who this person really is. Oh my God. By the way, I'm not being funny. I think I'll just end it right there, because like that was a very long time ago in my life, but it was. So I really do feel that, like, you know, either some of you could be having that moment now with someone, or or somebody is mirroring it back as an experience that you had. Like, basically, you have to have these horrible things happen to wake you up to who somebody really is. And then in that case, it could be everyone else who's telling you what a dick this person is, regardless of their gender. And you're just like rose tinted glasses. You don't know them like I do. No. Everybody could see crystal clearly who this person is. Do you know what I mean? And then when you're meant to, you will too. Anyway, that's enough of that story. There's more funny parts to that story, but I'll keep that to myself. Or you could hear on a Zoom. But yeah, that's a karmic energy. You know, that's highly disrespectful. That's obviously somebody that is not in love with you if they're pleading down the phone to somebody else. Um, realize your worth, basically. You know what I mean? Because if you don't realize your worth, then whoever your twin flame is as well will be out there in situations like that where they'll just take whatever anybody else is saying as truth, and then people will be playing away and treating them like shit. I must stress this is when I was a very young teenager before. Well, actually, I had met my twin flame, but I didn't know that that's who he was, you know. And actually, yeah, like I said, he was a huge part of my healing of being treated like that. Like that's why I always say he's the happiest times of my life. He's the happiest memories. Um, I'm just thinking it is quite interesting because the basically right. So the video I filmed last night, I had a sore stomach, like, and it felt like period pains. And again, I remember I don't, I can talk about periods all day long, right? I'm a womb healer. I'm here to help people with anything in that area, right? And trauma in general, because that's what. But I'm not going to tell you when my actual time of month is, right? But all I know is it wasn't period pains because mine has been. But what was interesting was I feel I was tuning into others, right? So, but it also like so in the meditation, so basically I had a really bad stomach pain for an hour before the Zoom, and it was so bad that I was weighing up whether to carry on, like to do it. And then when I meditated during the Zoom, they told me that it was a test of whether to give up or not. And they knew that I was going to trust that the pain was going to subside right before I needed to facilitate the Zoom because as I say, because I transmute pain in my body, I do weird shit like this does happen. Um, and sure enough, 5 minutes before I was due to start, the pain shifted. But what's important is I filmed a video right before I done the Zoom, and that was it was heavy energy. My eyes got, you'll see for yourself, I look ill. I watched it last night after the Zoom, and like if you can see energy like I can, I felt like I looked ill, and I feel I was channeling the masculine feeling ill from being around a karmic energy. And because I've just went into that story, yeah, that's answering even more. It's like, and then after the Zoom, they told me that whoever connects with that, because it'll be a few different people that are going to connect with that. I'll put it out tonight, or today at some point. Um, someone's got an attachment basically. So what I was feeling was the negative karmic attachment, basically meaning somebody has picked up some really, really heavy entity, negative energy from being around low vibrational people. You know what I mean? That's the best way to put it. And they had to do that to me for me to stress how serious it is that if you connect with that reading that I put out, that you get to a shaman. Like I've actually put in the title, Seek a Shaman. So obviously if you watch that video, it would be wise to seek me out. But and some of you might already, you might be booked in and whatever, but it's kind of like it's yeah. So anyway, you can just see it, but I'm just realizing because I don't really like to go into these stories because I've got fucking loads of them. But that means something. And look, I'm on the card, moving on, letting go. Like that was a key moment where I was like, I'm better than this. So I'm just going to make sure that I just heal myself until I'm not like attached to this person. Again, past lives. So there you go. That's a past life thing that obviously was meant to play out and then realised further down the line. And it was a past life because when I was talking to another past life healer when I was studying a counselling course at night school, she'd actually said to me that she felt that was a past life. But you see, I was in a point in my life where I wasn't wanting to hear that about that person. So that could be a thing here as well. That if you're not ready to accept that that is not what you think it is, like in this case, a twin flame, and it's actually a past life karmic thing. See, there's this is so interesting because this is in line with the moon conjunct the South Node right now. There must be some people tuning in here that you are being pulled into some past life karmic thing, and it's not a twin flame. So it doesn't mean it's not a strong connection, but it's not a twin. So that's what I'm getting from this. Because that's why yeah, because they're pulling me at the past life in that box too. It's like that's why I am particularly very good at helping people work out, is this a twin flame connection or is this like a karmic thing? And that's why it's important that when you're ready to face that, you do a shamanic journey with another shaman to ask, is this something that needs to be played out in this life? Like, am I meant to reunite with this person? Or do I need to let them go? It's very important, but some people won't want to know the answer. So again, I'll put that out there for whoever needs to hear it. Right. You'll only see what you're meant to see when you're ready to see it, I think is the thing there. Or you're only let go when you're ready to let go. Any type of separation can be difficult. Wait a minute. So wait a minute. This card could be signaling emotions of liberation and great relief. You could be on the cusp of something very beneficial, such as a resolution of an ongoing problem or the healing of a long-term illness. Oh my God, and there's me just, yeah, I did, honestly, you'll see when you watch it, I felt ill. And so even if somebody is physically ill out there that connects with the reading that I'm going to put out later, you're physically ill because of the people that you've been around, or one person in particular who was siphoning not only your creative energy, but they were siphoning your twin's creative energy. It wasn't a nice reading. We've actually all had it happen to us, by the way, whether you realise it or not. But I think it was quite powerful. I mean, you're welcome. I took one for the team. It wasn't nice. I was like, what the fuck is this? And then it shifted, and I feel fine today. So just tired. Either way, call on Spirit's guidance for a great shift in consciousness is about to take place. Trust that you have the ability to move on and create an exciting new reality. I choose to follow my honouring options as I let go of the old. I attract many new happy experiences. Yeah, whoever connects with that, somebody's leaving behind particularly nasty karmic energies and experiences. Leadership, stepping in and being the leader of your own life. That feels like masculine, stepping into masculine energy. That card came up a lot last night. And karmic completion. Oh my God. Wow. Gobsmacked. Just God speaking through me, guys, but hello. That's pretty crazy. Let's, I don't know what cards to use for the thumbnail. Wow. Sorry, I'm geeking out right now. Libra moon conjunct the South Node in Libra. Karmic completion. Also, that was what I pulled that card for someone on the Zoom, didn't I? Nathan, do you think that's quite a good combination of cards for what's come out? Generally? Let me see what you're saying. My twin flame told me she was afraid of our connection in the meditation yesterday. She isn't ready, and I will wait until we're both ready. Oh, you're a sweetheart. Yes, it's that you do that for your twin flame because you understand them because it's an aspect of yourself. Or yeah, I think that's quite good. I'll get that as a thumbnail. Yeah, karmic. I'm loving these cards. Do you know what happened last night? So obviously me and Nathan know because he was there, but um, I had pulled a flowery life. I pulled the cards on here and then I read them on the like I was like, right, what cards do we need for whoever's going to be on that? And it was the flowery life card, and then I'd forgot that, right? And then I picked the next cards that I went to pick up were this deck, and look at the back, it's the flowery life. You'd have to be there. It was pretty powerful. So there's a lot to do with flowery life going on right now as well. Creativity. divine feminine energy. And look what I just said. That whole one that I recorded that made me feel ill was about both twins' creativity being siphoned. Music would be very important to this connection. Parenting, and I feel you both had to reparent yourself for the spiritual partnership. Now I'm like, now I want to use that for the thumbnail. Spiritual partnership. Maybe Clark, wait a minute. I need to geek out again. I need to get the karmic completion. I think karmic completion, spiritual partnership, and then one of them. I might decide to eat lightly because that's pretty powerful. Protecting the future, maybe? Like maybe these three. I don't think I can fit in four. Maybe I could though. I'm going to read The Journey of Love and I'm going to go. So thank you for joining me, Nathan, and everyone else on the replay. And like I said, book the flash sale before it's gone. Oh no, wait a minute. You can't see the it's covered in the wording. Protect in the future is covered in the P. Let's see now. Yeah, that's the one, isn't it? I gotta go, I'm at the hospital, right? Well, I hope that all goes well. Well, that'll do. It's a bit close to the edge, but that probably has some kind of meaning. Close to the edge. I'm on the edge of glory. Right. Journey of Love card, and then I'm going to go too. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll be live again on Tuesday after I sleep the majority of the weekend. And when I have got energy, I might drag my ass into here to tidy up these cards, but I might not. Oh my God, the swan. Oh no, now I'm going to want to use that. No, I'm not changing again. Look, the swan. Very yin yang, true love. And the seed of the heart. That was the one from yesterday sitting there too. 67. Oh yeah, I was going to use those. I can't be bothered doing that. I was going to use those sacred site ones, but I can't be bothered. I might. I'll just see. 67. I'm hungry. Oh, we know what hunger means. Getting into that Scorpio moon. Guiding with grace, nothing is withheld from this beautiful soul. It can discern what is genuine, authentic, loving, and what is from ego parading. Even though the most impressive words or gestures, this soul can sense a holding within of the core of fearful separation of the divine. Wow, there's obviously a theme today. I'm going to call this closing the gap on the fear of separation, disconnection, and I don't know. I'll come up with something. With grace, it allows all to be and moves amongst this world with inspiring light and grace. Parahamsa, great swan, the soul that moves the souls of others, is reaching to you now. The guru, the teacher, the light, the love that is all. You're blessed by sacred divine relationship with the essence of love itself that adores you and wants only for you to be free. Another thing about being free. This oracle reaches to you now, indicating that you're held within the grace of the great soul, a teacher of the heart, of the spirit, and there's endless light bestowed upon you for protection. Your path ahead is assured. Soon you'll be shifting from hope to a sense of inevitability of your attainment of your spiritual goals, closest to your heart. Your spiritual partnership. See how that works? Be with your practice of love through meditation, yoga, kindness, singing, whatever speaks to your heart, and know that you are one with the divine. It's only a matter of time before you realize it. Oh, wait a minute, I just read this one recently. Oh well. To love from afar, all we share are dreams of what will unfold. I'm going to put that in the title. I remember saying that the other day when I read it. To love from afar, all we hold are dreams of what will unfold. Did I just remember it word for word there? I think I did. It was something like that. Lovely. Right, okay, I'm gonna go. So have a lovely rest of your Libra moon, which is the rest of today, Friday, and it is most of Saturday. If you're in the UK, you can check for your time zone. And then the Scorpio moon is well, it's late Saturday night, Sunday, Monday. But I'll see you for or you'll see my hands for you'll see my hand. I'm going to do yeah, I am once I have something to eat and a wee rest, I do plan to do a wee just a wee short video at least for well short as me for Saturday and Sunday. And for Sunday there's an answered prayer coming because my eyes just got laid down to that. So believe in miracles, but I'm gonna go. See you later.